tell you I was tested. I can tell you what it was. I can tell you I was shaking. Still I stood up because everybody want the tea, but we keep it on cold. Cause the show got a story and the story gotta unfold. Ay, I learned how to leave when the room got cold. How to pitch from my chest when the clock hit bold. How to take that pressure and make it my fuel. How to move like a boss, not a follow in the room. So ask me what I learned, I'ma give you the game. Mindset, discipline, strategy, pain. The purpose, no shame. But if you ask the one who left, who cried, I'ma smile and say, baby, you gon' have to watch. Recaps on neon lights, let it play back. Talk it true, but you better keep it A1, stay tagged. No spoilers, no leaks, we don't do that. We get feelings, give gems, let the viewers run it back. Recaps on, pressure made me who I am. I was tired, I was stressed, but I still stuck to the plan. If you want the detail, you gon' have to tune in. The real entrepreneur, let the recap begin. Yeah. It's the safe place to vent, but keep it respectful. We building a legacy, keep the mission successful. Tell them how it changed you, how it sharpened your mind. How it made you look in the mirror and get in line. We don't lead the plot, we tease the vibe. We protect the story till it hit worldwide. Recap zone, yeah we talk, but we smart. Give them just enough, then we leave them with a spark, yeah. Recap zone. No spoilers. All gems. The real entrepreneur.
Hey, beautiful people. It is about that time. How you doing, dear brother?
What's up, sis?
Man, first of all, we got to tell the people what it is. Welcome to the Recap Zone, y'all.
For what? The Real Entrepreneur season
4. Baby, look, we jumping straight into the recap zone today. I know. You was expecting a new episode. But y'all know sometimes technology do its thing. So we got a recap for you. You ready for this, bro?
Now, the question is, are you ready?
I don't know if the people are ready because we didn't as the theme song said, we dropped some gems, but we don't tell everything. We definitely keep you in suspense a little bit, but I want to take them out of suspense for a minute. Can we do that?
Come on, let's do what we do. Let's do what we do. But first of all, you forgot to do something.
What'd I forget?
We forgot to introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did say we to recap. Okay.
Yeah, but who are you?
Y'all, this is the recap zone. But what makes up the recap zone? Of course, it's me. It's your girl, Consuela Nicole. And I'm part 1 because part 2 is none other than my brother,
Dr. Roy L. Johnson Jr., also known as the Lunchologist.
That's that boy, y'all. If y'all didn't know, look. Y'all just need to go look them up. So make sure y'all share this out because we got some highlights for you. We have some tea for you. But bro, I want to talk about that first. Well, I guess it's the first official challenge.
The first official challenge.
That first official challenge was I'm gonna say it was a beast from the outside looking in. Do you remember what the challenge was?
I think the individual who they were doing the challenge on was a beast.
She was, and she is. Not what she is.
She is a beast.
Let's remind the people of the challenge that the contestants were challenged with. Can we do that?
Bring it up.
All right, y'all. We'll be right back. Watch this, and we need y'all. I said, we need you to chime in and let me know how you feel and what you remember. We'll be right back.
Hello, contestants. I'm Kadana Esmera Gray, and I am so grateful. You don't understand how grateful I am to present to you all and use your brains for my challenge, which is I made a really good streamlined branding story about myself because I do probably way too many things. I am a serial entrepreneur, but over the last several years when I entered into this space, I have been afforded great opportunities. So I'm a political consultant, so that allows me to not only run campaigns, but I deal with people all across the country. campaign wise, speaking wise on political topics. I used to have a political podcast. That was something I did years ago. I'm also a speaker, so I get asked to train and speak on conflict management issues because my background is actually in conflict management. I'm also what they call the conflict whisperer. I have a podcast that does that as well, and we talk about the challenges of conflict in everyday life, and I teach everyone and anyone how to deal with conflict at business, at work, in their personal lives. That's some of the things that I do. I'm also a 5-time author, published. My books have been around the world. They've been to London, they've been to Frankfurt, and they've been to Sharjah, right next door to Dubai. So my books have traveled further than I have in the last few years. And so inside of these last 10 months, I'm also a trainer because I love organizational conflict. Because of my background in conflict, in politics, I'm asked to speak on a variety of things and topics and issues, which I'm grateful for. Now, I just said I'm a 5-time author. Here's one of my newest books. Mainly the work that I do, anything that I do. This is called A Quiet Woman's Guide to Loud Victories. It is a book on success. It is a business book that is very different.
Bro, first of all, Miss Kidada. And I had to keep saying it to make sure it was right. And I know, and Kidada, when you listen to this, please don't get me, because it's Kidada Ashmere, and I forgot the last name. The last part of it. Is
I
that
think
what
it was. Don't get me either. Kidada Ashmere. Great.
Right. So I wanted to get it right because, as you know, for me, names is everything. Because in a room of 500 people, if y'all do the exact same thing and look exactly alike, your name is what make you stand out. So I definitely wanted to make sure I got it right. Right. It's part of your identity. But let's talk about this challenge. They had to create a brand story. She's an author. Streamline. She's an author. She's an international author. She's a trainer, podcast host,
speaker,
and she's in the political world and a speaker. How do you streamline something of that magnitude in 60 minutes? They had 1 hour.
What? 1 hour.
1 hour, bro. You was on season 2. Do you think you would have been able to do it?
I would have been able to do it, but it definitely would have been challenging.
Oh, it was challenging because
I felt sorry. Look, I feel sorry for the contestants.
Baby, look, they had to research. Hey, y'all. So if y'all just joining us in, we are doing a special episode of the Recap Zone. And I promise you, we will have the next episode coming up next week, Friday. But we needed to come on and do a recap with you of what you may have missed out on and bring you up to speed. And that was a lot. You know, what was I? She's an author. She's a trainer. She's a speaker. She's in the political realm, podcast. They had 60 minutes to research her, talk to her, and then present it not just to her, but to 2 of the judges.
Yes.
It was a challenge. Can we listen to?
It definitely was a challenge. And you know what? That challenge came out the gate swinging.
It did. Do you think this challenge kind of set the tone for what's to come?
I think so. I think it actually did set the tone. But you know what? These challenges are not for the weak at heart.
They not. And these judges, baby, let me tell bro. Let's bring up some of the feedback. Can we talk about some of the feedback?
Let's talk about,
because if y'all want to hear the whole presentation, you're gonna have to go rewatch the whole video either on YouTube or Roku, one of the two. Take your pick. But I want to hear some of the feedback from the judges, right? Because them judges, they come at you hard, they come at you raw, they come at you transparent, and they do not hold back. Right,
these judges be coming in with those elbows.
You're right. Hazel said, but she's the bomb. She is absolutely the bomb. I am not disagreeing with you on that. She is. And you know what? She is a challenge. She pulled a lot of us and a lot of the contestants out of their comfortable and a comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's see what some of the feedback was. Can we do that?
Come on, bring it.
Okay, let's see who's up first.
I felt your passion. I felt the way you connected with her. And you really you set her apart.
Thank you.
Boldly, proudly, loudly.
Thank you.
I would say I didn't really hear what she could do more of.
Okay.
Any real solutions for her. I would have liked to see that a little bit more, but a lot of clarity. It was very clear in what she does, what her passions are, where she focuses her work.
Thank you.
Yes, so I would like to definitely agree. I felt like the emotional connection was extremely well. I definitely want to highlight that for you.
Thank you.
Also, as well as a little bit more, just basically everything she said, like just a little bit more of how can she, better the business or, yeah.
Bro, that one was okay. It was okay. She got some good feedback. How you feel? You good with that one?
She got some good she did get some good feedback, and one of the words that the judges used that kind of represent her.
Okay.
Bold.
Very. Yes.
Bold.
Definitely bold. Definitely bold. Hold on. We had a question. That's a good question, Hazel. That's a good question. We may have to ask about that one. We're going to see if we can get Miss Kadada on the recap zone. That's what we're going to do. How does that work? So we're going to see if we can get her on the recap zone. But let's check out this next set of feedback. I think we have Dr. Silvermoon Cashin.
Okay. Bring
You
it
ready
up.
for that one? Okay, hold on. We'll be right back, y'all.
Mm-hmm. I do have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So if I wanted to find her, how would I find her? What do I search for? What does she do?
So her brand does everything. That's that was the whole situation. So when we would be searching with her using this brand story, we would be searching for her to be making a difference in lives through conflict resolution and management, which is what she focuses on throughout everything.
It still didn't answer my question. I'm sorry. So if I wanted to hire her to do something, how do I find her? Is she a coach? Is she a conflict resolutionist?
No, you would find her by her name.
Okay, thank you.
Bro, I got a question. That was Judge Carissa, right? She came out swinging, but she asked a very good question. It was a very good clarity question.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Do you think she got a response?
I don't think she got the response that she was really looking for because her answer was so broad.
Okay.
It was a very broad statement. So to say that she really got the answer that she was looking for, I can't really say that. And that's from me.
Okay, so that's your right. So the views that what's the legal line? The views that you are getting right now are our personal views, and they are not the views of the judges. They are not the views of the Real Entrepreneur Season 4, and they are not the views of the director and founder, Dr. Casual Pitts. These are the views of Consuela Nicole
and Dr. Roy Johnson Jr.
That's it. Let's put it out there.
So take them and do whatever you want to do.
Whatever you feel, but just know
ours. We have to put that out there.
Right. So we had to put that disclaimer out there.
That disclaimer.
Right. So okay. So that was Dr. Silvermoon. I think we have another short one from LaKasha Long. Let's see how she did. And while y'all watching these, go ahead and put in the comment section how you feel about it, right? And if you've already seen the full, their presentations, do you have any feedback or what you would have done differently?
And then also what we would like to know, do you believe that the judging was more objective or subjective?
Ooh, that's a good question. Think about that one. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much. One of the things I do want to say is that I feel like you spoke a lot of accolades, which is not necessarily a bad thing because we do know that she is her brand. But I would have liked to see a little bit more about the brand. If I was just of course I'm an African American woman that would want to get some of her services. I would like to know a little bit more about the services as well. You did a fantastic and phenomenal job painting who she is, but I do want to hear about, because she does so many things, I would like to hear more about the different things that she does, the different areas that she has expertise in. I noticed that you mentioned a few times, twice about the lady's book that she wrote and things like that or whatever. But just like I said, you spoke great accolades, but I would like to hear more so about the business brand.
Thank you. I think that you look phenomenal.
Thank you.
You look polished, you look powerful, and your look is absolutely perfect for delivering this story about such a powerful woman. I loved your eye contact. The clarity lacked for me during your presentation. If you were introducing her, that would have been really, really spot on. I feel like there were some points where you were kind of questioning yourself if you knew quite who she was and what her brand story was. But I will say that then, and that's on the screen. But when you stepped out here, I felt your connection. I felt your presence, and I wanted to give you kudos for that, because you are a force delivering a brand story about a force. And I think that your look, your positioning, and all of your body language really scream that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
So we're going to pause it right there, right? Are you checking out the facial expression of the judges? Matter of fact, are you checking out the facial expression of the guest judge, Miss Kidada, as the other two judges were speaking?
I would say if some of those looks could kill, I would have been dead.
So the interesting part is, yes, Kidada also gave feedback, but I'm not going to show that here in the recap zone. I'm going to need y'all to go watch the full replay, because her feedback was on point, considering it was about her brand, what she was looking for, and what she needed to move forward, right?
Right.
But her feedback, bro, some of it was tough, but it was right on. It was like she didn't pick at the Band-Aid. She ripped the whole Band-Aid. Let's get to the point. Let's get to the point, and let me tell you how to fix it and what I was looking for and how you missed the mark.
Look, what did we say? She came out of the gate.
Yeah. She did. She came out swing, and she set the bar to
high.
me. She set that bar really, really high.
Yeah.
But we're gonna play this next one, and we're gonna hear her comments off this next one. Hold on, y'all.
I heard you reference Amazon a lot. What actually were you trying? Because I think I know what you were trying to do, but I just need a little more clarity as to why you referenced Amazon so much pertaining to her particular brand.
So I did just try to show the different services that Amazon offers and the diversity of the services that they offer. And so with the different diversity of services that she offers, I was trying to do a parallel comparison and saying that with all those different diversity of services, then they can all be streamlined into one place, still yet giving those customers a way of being able to see those services.
Yeah. Okay, so my only thing with that is Amazon doesn't really sell services, they sell products. So I guess this, because I knew where you were trying to go with it. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that Amazon would have been the ideal thing to say, because Amazon more so sell products. Now we're talking about her books and things like that, of course. Mm-hmm. you know, represent Amazon, but because of the things that she offered, I just kind of, I was a little lost with that correlation as well. I really didn't know where you were going with that. Also as well, I do feel like you did explain, you know, you explained her brand, you know, and who she was, but like I said, that part, I'm gonna be honest, it kind of lost me a little bit.
I get exactly what you were trying to do. And I was a little confused because it sounded like an Amazon commercial at first.
Yeah.
But then as you started tying in, I did understand what you were saying and exactly what you were trying to do. And you're right, Amazon does sell services. They have Amazon Web Services. So actually, I think that the comparison, although I would have loved for you not to promote Amazon as much and more so her, but the concept of what you're saying is kind of a one-stop shop, and everything that she does, she actually could probably partner with Amazon and getting some of her things out, including making her services more known, and getting them to a vaster audience. So I will say I do understand the connection. Amazon a little bit more. I thought it was an Amazon commercial at first. I do applaud you though for making the corrections. You realize that you were struggling with her name and you let that go. You didn't harp on it, but you took the time to seek out to say, how do I pronounce this properly? Little misstep at the end, but how do I pronounce it properly, and actually apologize to her. And I think that's really big, and it shows respect that, hey, I know I messed this up, but I want you to understand I took this seriously and I respect you, and I wanted to correct myself.
So, thank you for the laughter. Yeah, so I've heard your version of my name before, so that's okay. I was saying at least try, right? Other thing, but I wanna teach you about business real quick. One of the things is that never lead with a competitor or any other brand first, because we're gonna get stuck on there, especially with Amazon, right?
Man, that was a business lesson. Never lead with the competitor, right?
Definitely.
But I lost track. How many times did they meaning the judges, how many times did they use that name and give him feedback? Right. How many times did they use that?
I couldn't even tell you.
You know what, Hazel?
I couldn't even tell you.
Right. Hazel, there may have been some sucker punch or clap back, or some correction there. The people gonna have to go back and watch that, but you heard what you heard. But it did come off like a commercial for someone else, right? But even when the judges were giving feedback, it was all that. But Kidada came on and was like, look, you supposed to been talking about me, but you started off with the competitor. I don't want to hear them.
And you know what? And it seemed like now this is my observation.
Right.
I'm looking at the judges' expressions, and then I key in and I zoom in on her. You couldn't it looked like she kind of tuned out.
No, she taking notes. Look, because we're gonna show one more. She taking notes.
No, she taking notes, but then also it kind of seemed like okay. And her expression, it was like, what is she thinking?
Right.
What was going through her head? Because for a moment, the whole time she was looking down, it wasn't the fact she was taking notes.
One time I think I saw her shake her head. I did. Because there was one contestant, and I'm not going to tell y'all who. Again, we good on names, and y'all just heard her say that, she giggled with the last contestant. There was one contestant that just did not get nowhere close to her name right. But I ain't going to tell you who that was. You're going to need to go watch it and tune in and find out. But we got one more recap we want to share. Can we do that? One more. Just one. You ready?
Just one more?
Yeah, just one more for right now. And then I'll tell you why. You ready? Okay.
So first, I want to start out by saying I think you did an amazing job. I felt like you hit every point. I felt like you were very clear in what you wanted to say. And even describing her brand, her business, who she was, I did feel that there was an emotional connection. Even when it comes down to the business, the one thing that I felt like you lacked was confidence. You did extremely well. If you would have, did it with confidence and projected your voice, it would have made that presentation literally 10 times better. The only thing that you were literally lacking for me was confidence. Everything else, I feel like you hit it on the mark. I feel like you talked about her. You talked about her branding, who she is, what and who she represents. And you literally consolidated it to, just who she is. And so I feel like you did a really great job, but I would like to see a lot more confidence.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I would say clarity was key for me. That was one of the things that that's important to me. So I understood fully of what she did. And so you did a great job with that. I disagree. I feel like it was very choppy. Okay. And you were just reading from a piece of paper, which really for me, I didn't feel an emotional connection from you. It felt like you were just, reading and kind of stumbling through. Okay. So my advice would say, and I think that does lean back to your confidence, maybe. Okay. And maybe if you had more time to, just get your flow in. So I would just say, just practice your flow, because when you can flow through what you're saying, and then you can also emphasize, and then with the clarity you did give, you would have been really, really spot on. So I would say my biggest thing was it was just a little choppy for me, but you gave great clarity and you look fabulous.
Thank you.
So I will say that I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
Because I can tell this is not something that you like to do. And so it takes great courage to have to sit in front of anyone and talk and speak and deliver a message, right? So, and I get that and I understand. And just a tip, when you are, now that we live in the Zoom world and everything, when you have to read off of a script per se, what you want to do is actually use it as an outline and memorize your key points. Because you did a better job without having to read off of a computer, right? And so, but you did a fantastic job in terms of the brand. I understood what you were saying.
So she had some pretty good feedback.
She did.
Very good, some very good feedback, and she started out with positive. I wouldn't call it constructive criticism. I would call it constructive critiquing.
Yes.
To be able to carry on, in her career when it comes down to speaking. So,
correct.
I did like that feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. Hazel, you're right. That was some absolutely good feedback. And, for everything that me and my brother do outside of the recap zone, that is truly the most amazing piece of feedback for anyone. Don't try to go in and memorize your entire speech or your entire presentation, anything like that. Make an outline of your key points, right? And then speak from experience, speak from your heart, speak from your mind, what you already know. It comes out so much more confidently. So yep. I agree with that. Bro, we've heard from the first 5 contestants. Next week, we get to hear from the second 5.
Yes.
However, someone will be going home.
Who?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you my prediction. Let me put it that way.
Me either. But what you all, the viewers, are going to have to do, if you want to find out who is going to be eliminated, what do they have to do, sis?
They have to tune in next week, Friday, this same channel. No matter if you're watching on Roku, Facebook, or YouTube, tune in at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday, March 13th for the second half of challenge number 1. See how the next 5 contestants do and see who gets sent home. On that note, brother, you have any last words?
No, I don't have any last word, but all I do want to say is you do not want to miss it.
You don't. And this is the recap zone of the Real
Entrepreneur Season 4. Till next time.
Till next time.
Cool, but you do it the right way. Welcome to his recap zone. Recap zone, neon lights, let it play back. Talk your truth, but you better keep it A1. Stay tapped. No spoilers, no leaks. We don't do that. We get feelings, give gems, let the viewers run it back. Recap zone, pressure made me who I am. I was tired, I was stressed, but I still stuck to the plan. If you want the details, you gon' have to tune in. The Real Entrepreneur, let the recap begin. Hey. I can tell you I was tested, I can tell you what it was, I can tell you I was shaking, still I stood up because everybody wanted tea, but we keep it on cold. Cause the show got a story and the story gotta unfold. Ay, I learned how to lead when the room got cold, how to pitch on my chest when the clock hit bold, how to take that pressure and make it my fuel, how to move like a boss, not a follow in the room. So ask me what I learned, I'ma give you the game. Mindset, discipline, strategy, brain, the purpose, no shame. But if you I was gonna say, baby, you gon' have to watch. Recap zone.